All right, what's going on, guys? Farzin Vasugan here with you to discuss a really ugly first half, but not really the biggest deal in the world. The Browns leading the Chiefs 29-16. I mean, obviously, Mahomes didn't play, Kelty didn't play. Deshaun Watson played almost the entire first quarter and didn't really play that great. So I'm not really sure if I'd be proud of that if I was a Browns fan. But nonetheless, some good, some bad. The quarterback play today, far worse, the complete opposite compared to last week. I think when you look at the backup quarterback spot right now, I don't think there's a clear-cut number two guy right now. And you have to pick somebody. I think Blaine Gabbert might be that guy. Shane Buechele played far more terrible today than he did last week. 10 of 10 last week, 8 of 17 today for 89 yards. Gabbert has 5 completions only on and he has one more yard than Buechele, and Buechele had a couple more completions, but not playing that great either. Took a sack, just threw that pick in the end there. Cleveland has been feasting on some of those defensive scores there, so that's not good to see. Yeah, I agree, Robert. That was sloppy. Sloppy is a good way to describe it. Good to see Thornhill, but not the way he did us. At least he went to the end zone and formed that little heart there. So I thought that was good. Our guys were taught how to catch balls by Tyreek Hill, tipping great passes all game long to the defense. Yeah. This leads me to my next point. Obviously, who was that guy in the end there? Was that Matt Bushman? Number 49. Who was 49 for the Chiefs? Matt Bushman. He obviously had one right there, which kind of was a surprise to me because Bushman played so well in last year's preseason before that clavicle injury. In this game, Rashee Rice has kind of been the culprit with 3 drops. The one in the end zone where they were going to him for 2 points. Okay, I mean, he's got the defender right on his tail, so I don't think it was really I don't think it was like the worst thing in the world. But it's just kind of piling on with him. But I will say, I thought it was pretty cool. Blaine Gabbert approached him on the sidelines when he was down. I remember something similar when Mecole Hardman fumbled a punt return against the Bills, and that allowed the Bills to get off to like a 9-0 start. I don't even remember how they got the 9. It was kind of, I think they missed the PAT, but Mahomes went up to him, Kelce went up to him just to try to comfort him after that. So it's rough though. I agree, Jacob. Good thing it's just a preseason. Not to mention, Mahomes and Kelce aren't playing in this game, but you do have you have a lot of their guys, a lot of their starters who were playing in the first half. Chiefs didn't have all their starters out there too. So Shane was playing against opposing starter. Yeah, that's what I was just saying, TJ. We definitely lost this game. Now all the focus is on filling the roster spots. Well, okay, I mean, look, you still have a second half to play. Even if the Chiefs come back and win, it's cool for the guys who are trying to make the roster, but it obviously doesn't mean much ultimately. Here's some positive here. Jim's talking about the high point touchdown catch Justin Ross had in the end zone. That was good to see. Justin Ross has been pretty good this preseason. Obviously, it's just a preseason, but this is all we have to go off of right now. From what we have seen with Justin Ross, when it comes to his route running, his ability to go out there and battle against defensive backs and trying to fight for the ball in one-on-one plays, Justin Ross has looked really good in the preseason so far. I like what I'm seeing from Justin Ross. I'd like to see him maybe utilize his speed a little bit more, something we need to see. The route running was great last week against Arizona. If he can do some of that in the regular season, he's going to be a pretty good player. So I'm excited to see what he does. Start cutting these way below average players, not looking good at all. Well, Ben, they're going to be doing that pretty soon. The 29th is the deadline, so you'll hear about it in the next couple of days. What do we expect, guys? We're playing on grass field. Hey, we're evaluating guys and the ref. Oh, okay, there we go. That's, I suppose, CKM. Let's see. Rice had a wide open drop. That is not good for trying to make the 50. Okay, let me just clear something up here. First of all, he's had 3 drops The wide open one is the one that everyone's talking about right now on social media, but he is absolutely not getting cut. I mean, this guy's a second round draft pick. Is he playing poorly today? Yeah, for sure. But I'm telling you right now, he's not getting cut. If he gets cut and doesn't make the 53-man roster, he will be on another team in 4 seconds. I'm telling you right now. I mean, this guy's not Jerry Rice by all means, but he's gonna get picked up by another team if he gets released for cut day. I just don't see it happening. The pressure from defense to the quarterback in the second quarter, they are getting to him now. Let Jones keep not showing up for the team. Yeah, the Chiefs have been able to do some things defensively. It's not their fault that the offense keeps turning the ball over and allowing these defensive scores or these short drive scores. That's never going to help any defense. I don't care how good your defense is. Sucks to see that missed catch wide open. Could have had a touch. Yeah, I'm with you. Everyone agrees there. Arizona was a gimme. Stop evaluating mediocre players. I mean, what do you want us to talk about, Matthew? I love when people are like, hey, don't talk about this thing that just happened on TV. Well, what do you want us to talk about? Appreciate it, Melody. Go give her a follow, guys, if you haven't done so already. Yeah, I mean, they're not good. Listen, you know what I remember? I remember in 2016, Tyreek Hill, in the last preseason game, he had 3 drops. Okay. And I watched that. I thought Tyreek Hill's not looking good. And obviously this was before we saw him do what he did. Tyreek Hill looked bad in his last preseason games before. So let's relax a little bit. We'll be fine. Melody's calling a comeback. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, Gwen, because Justin Watson, I don't know if they're going to let him go. If you're really going to keep Amir Smith-Marset, if you're really going to keep Justin Ross, and then guys like MVS, KT, Sky Moore, Rashee Rice, Richie James, I don't think you're going to be letting those guys go. The Chiefs might end up with 7 receivers on their main roster. Their starters against it. Yeah, that's what I keep saying, Michael. Like, this is not, I'm not really losing sleep over this. You got to keep in mind the Chiefs are going up against a lot of their starters for a majority of the first quarter. The Chiefs had some of their starters on the field, but a lot of them were, as you said, 2s and 3s. So that's not anything I'm losing sleep over. I remember Todd Haley, because you guys know how the 4th preseason game works. You have very few starters. I know we don't have 4 anymore unless you're playing the Hall of Fame game. But I remember Todd Haley in his first ever preseason game as a Chiefs head coach. He left the starters into the 4th quarter once in the 4th preseason game, and they were looking terrible. I'm like, why? What are we accomplishing here against Packers players who are going to get cut? I don't know if NFL Plus lets you go that far back for preseason games, but check it out. It's actually kind of concerning the way things looked. And that was the beginning of the Todd Haley era too. Yeah, Perry Ann's looking good. He looked pretty good on that screenplay. Someone was talking about Deneric Prince earlier, and I haven't really been impressed with Deneric Prince. I'm wondering if Perry Ann, however you say his name, I'm wondering if he gets in there and kind of steals a spot. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I don't know. Some people think he's going to make the roster, some don't. Chase had a lot of drops in preseason. Look at him now. I assume you mean Jamar Chase? Not sure. Let's see. I'm trying not to do any repeat comments here, so if I skip over your comment, don't worry. By the way, I got comments in the pregame live stream. People were saying, hey, why do you keep ignoring me? That's because the live stream finished. So I think the problem is people watch a live stream that I did that's no longer live, and they think I'm still live, and they think I'm ignoring them. Guys, if you see like a live like a red little text box that says live on it, that means I'm actually live. If you don't see a red text box that says live, you're watching the archived version of this live stream. So I've had to say that before, but I don't know. Some people don't pay attention to that. A lot of people saying CEH to be traded. Josh is saying trade 25. Gwen is saying CEH needs to be traded. Cincinnati bungled. I have no idea. Whoever wants to fess up and admit to this page that they're running. Matthew says trade CEH. Michael, I mean, everyone wants to trade Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. And this will be the last thing because it looks like they're coming back soon. Realistically, put yourselves in the shoes of the 31 other general managers. Okay, obviously you're not going to trade him to the division rival, but whatever. What are you going to give up for Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Okay, because you're not going to get a first, which is what he was. You're not going to get a second-day round draft pick. What do you expect for the other 31 teams to want to offer for Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Because I don't think Brett Veach is receiving phone calls about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't think he is. Gwen says Cornell Powell. Yeah, I don't really know if Cornell Powell at this point, what really he has to offer. Nothing against him. It's just he was drafted in 2021. He's been around for a couple of years, but we just haven't really seen much of him at this point. So I don't really know. I think now you're at a point where you have far more better names at wide receiver that I think Cornell Powell might end up getting let go. Yeah, I think it's going to be Blaine Gabbert. Neither one of them are looking good today. Both looked great last week. I think you got to go with the veteran on this one. The bad part that Thornhill knew the Chiefs offense since that he used to be there with KC. Well, listen, just because you're a former player doesn't mean you know what the plays are going to be. I thought, honestly, that was just a really terrible pass by Shane Buechele. And look, still give credit to Thornhill for it. He read that and took advantage of it. That's what you're supposed to do if you're a defensive back. So nothing against Thornhill for that. It's just, you might know tendencies, but you don't know the entire what the offense is going to run each play. You just don't. Okay. I'm going to get out of here. Hey, guys, quick reminder. After the game, we'll be doing our post-game live stream with a video call. So I want you guys to call into the post-game show. The post-game show is also going to be our post-game recap for the podcast. So please make sure you guys call into the post-game live stream. We'll talk about the Chiefs. We'll talk about who we think is going to make the 53-man roster, who we think is going to be a surprise co. All of that after the game. So join me afterwards. Enjoy the second half. Talk to you guys then. Peace.